Hi, I'm disability lawyer David Brannen. In this video, I'm going to answer a question that recently came to me about the duty to report your earnings to Service Canada when you're on an approved CPP disability claim. I'll talk about the situation and the unfortunate situation the person was in, and hopefully we'll give you some guidance if you find yourself in this spot. Now, if you like this video, hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and leave us your questions down below, as we'd love to clarify things for you. You're on CPP disability for the long term. You're on it for many years, and at some point you start working and earning some money. You're allowed to earn money while on CPP disability as long as your capacity to earn is still very limited. So as of 2021, you don't even have to report your earnings to CPP disability unless they reach the $6,100 amount. That would be your total income. So before deductions is how I like to say it. Or it would be if you're doing self-employment, that would be your gross income. So whenever your gross income or your total income approaches $6,100, you need to notify Service Canada. You notify them the 1 year that you're doing that, and then do you have to keep notifying them every year? We dealt with a situation recently where a caller was in a situation where they notified Service Canada, but then they didn't for a number of years. Their income got a little higher. They notified the higher income, and then they didn't notify again for a long time. And then eventually Service Canada looked at the situation and said, whoa, you're earning too much. We're cutting you off and we want to be paid back. So that is a nightmare scenario that you don't want to find yourself in. So you really should be reporting your income every year, whether they ask you to or not. If you're earning at or above $6,100 as of 2021, you should be reporting it every year, whether they ask you to or not, to make sure that they're not going to take any actions against you. Now, they're always going to be considering your capacity for work and not necessarily just the amount of money you're earning. But once your money starts creeping up, and if they see it creeping up and creeping up and creeping up, they may start to wonder once you cross $10,000 or so that they're going to think, wow, like maybe this person has a capacity that they could be earning the threshold, which is right now just less than $1,700. It's $16,900 something. Is the threshold above which there's no discretion. Once you're able to earn that much, you're disqualified from CPP disability. So if your money is starting to creep up, especially if you're getting in 10,000 plus, it's possible at that level of money that you would be allowed to keep your CPP and work and receive that money. But it gets dodgy. It gets dodgy once you get into the 10,000 and up. Between 10,000, probably even between 9,000 and between up to the 16,900 or so. So you should be reporting every year. Don't find yourself in a situation where you're telling yourself, well, I told them if they wanted to know, they know I'm working, so they could reach out. Don't get yourself in that situation, because you could fall through the cracks. It doesn't prevent them from coming back after you later to collect back the money, and then it puts you in an awful spot because you just won't have the money to pay back. They'll start clawing back your current income, and it can throw you into a complete crisis. So that's the answer to this question. I hope this is helpful. I'll see you back here next time.